Tottenham Hotspur throw away 2-goal lead in chaotic Southampton draw. James Ward-Prowse scored a stoppage-time penalty as Southampton prolonged Tottenham Hotspur's recent misery on the road in a chaotic 3-3 draw at St Mary's in the Premier League. During a first half marred by 2 injuries to both teams, Pedro Porro's first Spurs goal sent the visitors ahead, but Che Adams drew the Saints level within the first minute of the second period. Further efforts from Harry Kane and Ivan Perisic would seemingly put the tie to bed, but Theo Walcott gave Southampton hope before Ward-Prowse fired home from 12 yards to deny Spurs all 3 points in incredibly frustrating fashion for Antonio Conte. Any hopes of the club's medical staff enjoying a quiet afternoon were extinguished inside the opening 10 minutes, as both Richarlison and Armel Bella-Kotchap were forced off early doors. The former was in tears as he trudged off on the 4-minute mark, being replaced by Dejan Kulusevski, while Bella-Kotchap, who dislocated his shoulder earlier in the season, suffered from a problem in the same area and came off for Mohamed Salisu. With Southampton taking off Bella-Kotchap inside just 8 minutes, Saturday's game entered the history books as the earliest that both teams had made a substitution in a Premier League match. Despite the early casualties, both Southampton and Tottenham showed plenty of attacking intent in the early exchanges, although neither goalkeeper was truly troubled by several wayward efforts. Kulusevski was nearly the architect of the opening goal in the 19th minute, but Eric Dier's header from the Swedes' cross flashed just wide of the post before physical problems reared their ugly heads again. Having already lost one centre-back, Southampton were forced to bring off Jan Bednarek with an apparent rib problem in the 33rd minute. Ainsley Maitland-Niles took his spot in the heart of defence, and only 3 minutes later, Tottenham defender Ben Davies trudged off to be replaced by Perisic. As the treatment room welcomed more victims, there was time for the deadlock to be broken in the first of 7 added minutes, as Porro was picked out in acres of space by Son Heung-min and took a touch before hammering an effort home via the crossbar from just outside the 6-yard box. Southampton were not without their chances in the first half, though, with ex-Arsenal man Walcott looking particularly dangerous and Ruben Selza's side drew themselves level with just 41 seconds gone in the second half. Romeo Lavia released Walcott down the right, with Clement Lenglet and Perisic unable to keep up with the Saints attacker, who crossed for Adams to restore parity off the post from close range. Adams's strike was just the second shot on target from 23 attempts in the opening 46 minutes, the first of which was Porro's opener, but Kane belatedly discovered his clinical edge to propel Spurs back into the lead after 65 minutes. Looking more like his old self on the right flank, Kulusevski sent a cross to the back post, and Kane leapt highest to power a header over the reach of Gavin Bazunu in front of the travelling fans. In doing so, the England captain matched Duncan Ferguson's all-time Premier League record of 9 headed goals in a single season, and it was a day for milestones for Tottenham, as Perisic's 74th minute half-volley from the edge of the box bounced off the surface before nestling into the far corner. The Lilywhites' 2-goal cushion would not remain intact for long, though, as in the 77th minute, Walcott was left unmarked in the box to slot home from Seko Mara's headed assist for his first goal since May 2021. Spurs' enforced changes had worked wonders for Conte, but Pape Sarr was public enemy number 1 in North London in the 90th minute, giving away a penalty by kicking Maitland-Niles while trying to clear. Ward-Prowse had missed both of his previous Premier League penalties this season, but the Saints captain made no mistake this time, powering his spot kick into the top corner to draw his side level again. Tottenham remain 4th in the rankings, just 2 points clear of Newcastle United. Meanwhile, Southampton stay bottom but have moved to within just 1 point of Bournemouth and West Ham United, and Selza's side take on the Hammers in their first game back after the international break. Conte's side, who have now failed to win in 5 away games in all competitions, continue on their travels in April, taking on Everton at Goodison Park upon their return to club football.